start with something that's called talk. I did it sometime back in 2017. I hadn't touched it in a very long time, but when I pulled up my diary, I realized that this is something I wanted to share with a larger audience. So here it goes. The sun has risen beyond the window of my room, and I'm wide awake, but I don't want to wake up. Not yet. I made sure that the curtains on my windows were pulled close before I slept the previous night. Before I began my everyday fight with the demons inside me. The fight has been a ritual. Since a year and a half, when the unwanted guest that I called depression crept through the crevices into my room and refused to leave. And now, I've grown accustomed to its eeriness and silence in my life. The undusted shelves in my room, the untouched books, the unrummaged trunks and ignored photographs. Everything. Nothing happened in particular, if you ask me, that impacted my mental health. But a series of unfortunate events at unfortunate timings triggered this current situation, where I find it hard to sleep at night and even harder to wake up in the morning. The bright sun bites my skin and feels too harsh on my eyes. The blooming flowers only tempt me to calculate the time until they wilt away. The twinkling stars are apparently treacherous that vanish at the mere sound of thunders and the rainbows. They are a mirage. And everything that happens to me seems to be for an ulterior motive to harm me. Unsteady relationships, traitors for friends, unsatisfying jobs, unfulfilled dreams, and a non-passionate pursuit of everything that I lay my hands on. There were days when I left the windows of my room open and the doors unbolted, wishing every night that I struggled to sleep that the depression would leave by the time I woke up in the morning. But the uninvited guest has been adamant to turn my life into a living hell. And now the situation is such that we've made our peace together and we've become friends. So the windows of my room have been shut for quite a while now. The curtains drawn, the doors bolted, for the fear of being left alone in case the depression found a way out of my room. What then? Well, there's food from the night before, untouched, on my bedside table. And a soft knock on the door that I pretend not to hear. Someone has entered my room, and from the cautious sound of footsteps, I know it's my mother. From the slight opening in my eyes, I notice her taking the plate of stale food away. A sad smile on her face. I want to get up, run to her, hug her, and apologize for everything I've become. Most definitely, she didn't want to raise a child who became like me. So I wanted to run to her and tell her how the pain of failing her rips me apart at the edges, how the sunlight burns my eyes, and how every happy memory carves a hole in my soul. I want to run to her and beg her to save me from me and the uninvited guest turned friend that has rotten me to my core. Mother, I say, but all that comes out of my mouth is the sigh of a girl deep in sleep. The depression chokes me. The words break thick in my throat as I turn around and my mother leaves the room. FYI, my mother doesn't know that I'm going through depression. She merely thinks that I'm an introvert, a quiet person who doesn't like to socialize and has a very small appetite. She knows nothing about the demons in my head that keep me awake at night and the stubborn friend called depression that gags me. All because I don't talk about that friend. I don't talk about that friend. I don't talk about my depression.